Hello, Emily Weisberg reporting from the Paul Mirage School of Business for today's edition of KMBA. Today we'll be talking about the economy of Iceland and the top 5 opportunities in a country with a population of 320,000, or roughly the population of St. Louis, Missouri. The Icelandic people are known for their commitment to renewable energy, sustainable fisheries, education, good health care, low crime rates, and a high standard of living. Until 2008, they were also known for extremely low unemployment and government debt. In late 2008, 3 of Iceland's largest banks collapsed and left the country riddled with debt. These 3 banks set up money market funds and aggressively borrowed over $100 billion and created a massive housing and stock bubble in a country with an annual GDP of only $13 billion. Iceland had to let its currency, the krona, collapse and its bloated banks die, and received $4.6 billion in bailouts from the IMF and its Nordic neighbors. Since 2011, Iceland has averaged growth of 2% per year and has initiatives to reduce the public debt and lower interest rates by 2020. The first opportunity for the next 10 years in Iceland is technology. With their nationwide focus on education and a failed stab at investment banking, they've seen an emerging focus on biotechnology and software in the last several years. Recently, the country has seen a focus on developing a startup community. The second opportunity that will be hot in the next decade in Iceland is tourism. If the growth trends continue, Iceland will have 1 million annual international visitors by 2020. Ecotourism is big in Iceland, with its focus on socially responsible travel, education, and ecological conservation, and often including activities with a low carbon footprint like hiking, biking, and horseback riding. One unknown in the future of tourism in Iceland is a question of geology. In the spring of 2010, a volcanic eruption in Iceland sent ash high into the atmosphere and shut down the European airspace for about a week, resulting in 100,000 canceled flights. Our third recommendation is transportation. Earlier this year, one of China's top experts on polar policy predicted that by 2020, as much as 15% of Chinese trade would move through the Arctic's northern sea route, just to the north of Iceland. Iceland and China signed a free trade agreement in April, the first of its kind between China and a European nation. It has been said to be China's way of securing influence over one of the key stakeholders of the northern Arctic trade route. Speaking of the Chinese, this brings me to the fourth opportunity, which is energy. Just last week, China, along with Norway, announced they would be participating in the Iceland-Drake oil exploration project off the northwest coast of Iceland. A U.S. geological survey from a few years ago speculated that the Arctic region could hold some 90 billion barrels of oil, or enough to supply the entire United States for 12 years. Iceland is currently a world leader in renewable energy, mainly powering its country on both geothermal and hydropower. The country uses only about 15% of energy that comes from fossil fuels, mainly for transportation. The fifth and final suggestion I have for you involves a surprising stat that 1 in 10 people in Iceland will publish a book. Iceland is seeing a book boom right now. It has more writers and readers per capita than any other country. Book festivals are widely attended and even attract local celebrities, including perhaps the most famous Icelander, Björk. Whether you're a literary agent or own a publishing house, Iceland is a place you want to be. Whether you decide to invest in oil exploration, the newest Icelandic tech startup, or explore opening an office of your book publishing firm in Reykjavik, I hope you learned something new about the small but endlessly fascinating nation of Iceland. I'm Emily Weisberg with KMBA, where your business is our business.